It's Christian from the Calcio Bros, and I'm here with my brother Luca, and we're going to talk about Serie, what happened this weekend, and especially also what happened today. There was the makeup game between Lazio and Verona. That finished 0-0, and it does put a halt on Lazio's Scudetto chances. Both teams go on an continue their undefeated streak. Lazio unbeaten in 17 games, while Verona is unbeaten in 7. Now, do you think this will be the game that will really cost Lazio their Scudetto chances?
I mean, I hope so as a Roma fan, especially. Then we want to be fourth place as well, even third. Um, Realistically, it's been a tough year for Verona, but also an amazing year for Lazio.
Well, maybe not
And
really a tough year for them. They're
that's
sitting at ninth right now.
Verona?
Yeah,
Oh.
may take another look at the standings, but they have gone above expectations, and now even with this result, Silvestri's tied with the most clean sheets in Serie A with Donnarumma at 8. So that's even a shock within itself, and they're sitting at 31 points, very close to. Uh, Basically, they're gonna stay safe. Like it's not mathematically set yet, but they have it. So, but do you think it's also Lazio's depth that's probably going to cost them?
Yeah, I think in the January market they didn't really buy anyone. Realistically,
They didn't. They only let go of a couple people,
so that's what
but
I
they
mean.
didn't buy anyone. So, and I know too that that's the one thing. That's probably what's gonna put Inter and Juve ahead is because of their depth and who they were able to bring in, and Lazio even they probably brought that depth in also because of the Champions League, right? The Champions League, Europa League, but Lazio eliminated themselves from every competition. They got eliminated from Napoli in the Coppa Italia. They got eliminated from the Europa League. Um, so that's the one thing to see if they're able to hold up. They're not that far behind these two teams, but it's what they can hold up, right?
I mean, I think maybe on purposely got kicked out of Europe. They want to focus more on something else. So I think doing this and not really working on the market is going to affect them a lot. I mean, I hopefully do personally, but again, time will tell.
And considering Simone Inzaghi has done wonders with this team so far, it's good to see them doing well. But again, let's see if they can capitalize going forward. So, anyways, that was the makeup game from round 17 because of Lazio's involvement in the Super Cup. So we're going to go back to this weekend, which is round 22, starting off on the Saturday. Again, the usual 3 games. Morning game was Bologna-Brescia 2-1, and Bologna getting an important result, and this condemns Brescia to another defeat. And it also does see Corini being sacked. He got sacked today and replaced with Diogo Lopez. So now Diego Lopez has been around Cagliari. He's been in Bologna, now he's with Brescia. Do you think, like, they're sitting right now in relegation zone? Do you think he can salvage anything with Brescia, or?
Uh, I mean, Brescia has been struggling this whole season. It's hard for them to even find any rhythm at all. So unless he pulls a miracle out of, out of
You
something,
know where.
yeah, it's
So,
going to be tough.
anyways, next game, 12 p.m., Cagliari Parma, 2-2 here. Again, Cagliari cannot find a win anymore. That they have 3 draws and 2 losses in their last 5 games, while Parma continues their impressive run of form. Anyways, this season, both teams tied on points still. This could have been the chance for one of the teams to move farther away from each other, but Cagliari sitting ahead, and again in Europa League, in that Europa League spot. We did see the early signs being top 4, but now it's starting to dwindle. Are they going to be able to continue their hot streak, or are we going to see other teams pass them while they're going to start dropping back to mid-table?
Again, it's always hard for time to tell. Now the players are becoming more aware that this season's almost done, and they want to become more stronger, more diligent, and more mindful that every game's important. So it's, I think, less physical now of a mindset. Now it's more mentally a mindset to stay in that track, keep any good runner form they've had, and continue from there.
And I know this was also Cranio's first game back after his injury, so it's good to see him back on the field as well. Even though Olsen has done superb when he has, considering he faltered last year at Roma. So let's see if Cranio is going to win his spot now, or is Olsen probably going to take over. We'll see. Cranio will most likely play the next game, but Still a few games left in the season, so we'll see. Now, the last game of Saturday, you definitely did not like the result here. 4-2 win for Sassuolo here. Roma almost pulling the comeback. What did you think of this?
First half non-existent, 3 goals in like 20 minutes, so that's kind of humiliating. But we almost made a comeback. Boga with the snipe.
Chicho Caputo with the brace. He's just the veteran, just tearing apart Roma's
Yeah,
defense
we
there.
played like absolute garbage, and I really think if Boga did not score that, I think we could have made at least a comeback or even a win. But again, on to the next.
I guess it didn't really help with Pellegrini sending off. So Fonseca probably still has some more work to do. I know this 2020 hasn't been the greatest for Roma
It's not
right
even
now.
that. I think a lot of our injuries have been coming into play. So we're lost Agnolo, we've lost Diarra, we've lost now Florenzi to the market. We've lost. It's been a while, but Cristante's coming back. We're playing that garbage, so we don't really have that balance, that work ethic that everyone has to work together because everyone's so injured.
And I guess in a way too, like Roma has good players, but they also don't have what we could say a champion. Like Dzeko would probably be their best player. Maybe there's Zaniolo too, but Zaniolo's not as experienced. Dzeko's won in England, but again, they don't have like a champion. Someone like Juve or Inter has. Milan just has Ibra. Roma don't really have that someone, so they need everyone else to step up in these players' absences. So I guess we'll have to see going forward what these players can do and what they can go going forward if they want to make Champions League, right?
Yeah, and it's we still have Europa League to really take in consideration, and I think fourth spot is still up for grabs. Still so many games left, about 15 games left. Around
Yeah,
there.
we have about almost there. Yeah,
So there's still time, and I mean, we have two new players, three actually, four, 3 or 4 new players. So we'll see how that really works, and have to go from there.
and so now we move on to Sunday and we open up with the 6:30 game, and that is Juventus Fiorentina. This finished 3-0 here. 2 goals, Ronaldo from the penalty spot, while the other goal coming from De Ligt late on in the game. Now, this one did receive a bit of controversy here. So, one of the penalties was definitely a penalty here, but second one, the foul on Bentancur, was like really iffy here. And then Comiso hit back at the ref saying Juve basically getting like all these calls towards them. Nedved hitting back, saying he has to go have some tea, and just Juve are always the one doing that. Like, do you think there's some truth, or do you think both are just like heated in the moment? Like,
Um, I mean, it's tough because at that point I didn't really watch the game, but I mean, every player gets it in the moment. It's about that professionalism, what they can really do, and what they can do at that very moment, because that's going to make or break the game and your own game itself.
and I know, like I said, so the penalty there, and it doesn't help because I know Fiorentina would have really liked to take something away, but I think that second penalty just sort of ruined it for them, and then it didn't go for them. The hard defeat here for Fiorentina, while Juve continue marching back up after a um, last weekend's defeat to Napoli. Now going on to the 9 a.m. games. Again, the usual three: Lazio, Spal, Atalanta, Genoa, and Milan, Verona. Lazio absolutely hammered Spal 5-1 here. That was huge. And this is also where Immobile had scored his 25th goal of the year. He's on pace to beat Higuain's record with only 15 games left. Do you think he can get another 11 goals here? I believe it is.
Yeah, I think he can get it if he keeps that form. Hopefully, he does the same with Italy. Dude never really stands out for Italy, in my opinion. But let's see if he can do it. I'll to him if he can.
I know this is again a heavy defeat for Spal, 4-0 the first half. They probably I know there's still lots of games to play and it's still kind of close at the bottom, but I don't see them really going anywhere from here unless they start going on a humongous tear, which they did look good last season, but it's probably because of the lost players this year. So hard work for them coming up.
Spal now they lost Batagna, so we'll have to see on that.
Atalanta Genoa again after Atalanta getting a huge result last weekend. You would think they would go on scoring again against like a relegation candidate in Genoa, but Genoa held their own even after going a man down. 2-2 here. And do you think after this result too, Genoa could probably, save themselves, like get the momentum going forward, or do you think they're gonna probably stumble again?
I mean, Genoa's probably gonna end up mid-table. We'll see if they even get relegated. I doubt that, but we'll see. When they just lost Kouame as well.
So that
To
that does
Fiorentina,
hurt
that
them.
does hurt.
So
They lost Radu. So we'll see. And Petty's not doing that well with them. I guess it'll have to be time will tell.
and again, Atalanta thought they can go on another scoring tear, but only scored 2 goals here. They are the highest scoring team in Italy. That always incredible to watch. Let's see what they can do going forward against their opposition next weekend, which we'll get to very soon. The last morning game was Milan Verona. Milan were hoping to get another victory here, and that would really push themselves up, but they are haltered here by Verona. And I know in this game they were missing Benasser and Ibra, and you could really tell that they were missing those two presences, and they Milan just didn't manage to hold or get the advantage after going a man up when Amrabat was sent off. Now with Ibra, there he gives something else to Milan, and with Benasser and Theo Hernandez, like I feel Milan could definitely make their way into Europe, depending where, who knows, but that's also how well the other teams do. In your opinion, do you think Milan can make a European spot, Champions League, Europa League, or are they gonna find a way to stumble near the end?
I mean, again, you're a Milan fan, so I'm not trying to say anything bad, but
It's been rough with these few years, so
yeah, they're always up and down. They start having high hopes and they start going down. It's the same with us. We start saying we're going to do this and that. Yet nothing's really set in stone. I mean, I don't think Milan's going to make Europa League.
we're not that far out though. But
It's tough. It's tough, and then I don't think their coach is well adapted to that game yet. Doesn't have the experience, so we'll see.
like I know Pioli has changed the way the team is for sure, but there is still a lot to see how it can go going forward. They did bring in a lot of experience as well. They did bring in a young guy in Salamakers, so let's see what he can bring as well. And I know they also got rid of Suso, who was one of their main guys going forward. He was very inconsistent, and do you think that was probably the right move letting him go, or
Yeah, I think letting Suso go was the right move. He was close to coming to us, but
because I
I
know they
mean, cashing in on him now is probably the best bet, realistically.
yeah, I know he's very inconsistent. So it was I'm iffy about it, but who knows? It could turn out the best for the. He was good, but again, he was very inconsistent. He was only always a one-trick pony. So hopefully Milan can carry on, and there are lots of players who can step up in his absence. Now the 12 p.m. game, Lecce Torino, and this was Lecce's first home win of the season, and they absolutely hammered Torino. Now for Torino, that's 11 goals conceded in 2 games. They fired their coach, and Longo takes over. And now, do you think just the coaching change in general will be able to fix Torino, or do you think it's just even a mental thing from the
I mean,
players?
everything's gonna be a mental thing. Everything's gonna have to be a mental thing. That's always gonna be a tough bet for any player and club going through something like this. So it's them. It's up to them to really get themselves out of that slump.
And like players like even like Belotti having to endure Sirigu, Izzo, do you think they could after like the season they've had this year with Torino? Do you think the possibility of them leaving is like there, or
I mean, I hope we get Bellotti. Even though we lost to them, I really hope we do get them. So yeah.
I guess it's hard for these players to continue to endure stuff like this. Let's see this weekend how they can do with their new coach, and let's see if they can get them out of their rut. And like I said, with this one too, Lecce gets their first home win of the season, and they get in round 22. It's time to see if they can turn their fortunes around and maybe help them survive this year in Serie A. Last game on Sunday was Udinese Inter. Inter taking away the victory here, a brace from Romelu Lukaku, and that's a huge result there. They are staying behind Juve. Will Inter be able to overtake Juve, or will Juve just have that extra much to stay in front of them?
Oh, Juve always has that extra push. Everyone's usually scared when playing them, but they haven't really been that good during this season. I've watched them. We almost beat them. That's even.
I say Milan was even close, but they
just hasn't been in their best season. I mean, Inter's playing pretty well. So.
And they did bring in a lot of fresh players and a lot of depth. So let's see how that can change. And Conte also, even we remember from Euro 2012? No, 2016, that Conte turned a midfield of like De Sciglio, Giaccherini, Parolo, like all these other players who Sturaro, I believe, was even there too. Like these players who aren't the greatest, but they turned them into world class stars. Do we think we can see that with Ashley Young, Moses? You know,
they're weird signings, but I feel like Conte get the best out of them. So, hey.
I guess we'll see how long they can hold up, right?
Exactly.
So Monday, the last game of round 22 was on the Monday at 2:45. Sampdoria, Napoli. Sam looking to get some more momentum going forward as well if they can. Napoli were up 2-0. Sam come back, and then Napoli go and take it here. Now that's 2 straight victories for Gattuso in the league. Very impressive by them. Could this be the turning point for the Partenopei?
I mean, they've been doing well, but also doing really, really bad when they play bad. Their team's starting to develop a bit better. If everyone plays well, I think they can. Hopefully, I hope not, because again, I want us to be above them. So we'll have to, again. If they can get out of there mentally, then yeah.
Yeah, so I guess it just depends because Gattuso almost came in the same thing with Milan last year. With a Milan that didn't do so well, managed to make them more consistent with some time. So maybe that's what Napoli just needed, some time with Gattuso. They have looked much better. They did bring in Dom and Labarca, so maybe those signings can definitely help shape Napoli going forward. So with that, guys, let us know what you guys think and what were some of the surprises from this weekend's results and how we can look forward going through. So just a quick touch up here on the standings. Bottom 3 still remain Spal, Brescia, and Genoa. Spal at 15 with Brescia as well. Genoa at 16. Then just above there we have Lecce and Samp. Lecce with 19, Samp with 20. So like a 4 to 5 point difference at the bottom. We do have Udinese at 24, but they seem a little more out of there. I don't think Udinese will get relegated. Do you think it'll probably just... I feel it'll just be between those 5 teams unless one of them starts winning, another, like Fiorentina, Udinese, so they start losing, which I don't see. So who can be the more consistent out of those 5? It's all about consistency right now. That's the thing.
I think Brescia's gonna be the least.
He's consistent right now. It's tough because you need strikers who can also score. Like
Ballo can't do it alone, so I don't think. I think Brescia's gonna get relegated. Genoa, maybe a shaky one. Samp, they have a good coach, but they can't get anything going. They've always got unlucky. They have a really, really good team.
I know they did miss some. They did lose out on some players over the summer, so that also did hurt them because they couldn't really replace them. So that did hurt them, but at least Ranieri has been able to stabilize the Sampdoria team a little bit more, and that's the thing. He can make him a little more consistent. Brescia, like you said, haven't looked like stable unless Diego Lopez can change stuff up. Like you said, Ballo can't do it alone, especially when he's suspended as well. And then Torregrossa is starting to score, but it's not like he'll be enough. Spal only really have Patania. They need to find scoring options from all over. They did beat Atalanta a couple weeks ago, but then they go and lose 2 matches like that. Those are pretty much like results they should be winning, right? Or like that's results that should change their fortunes, right?
Samp have a decent amount of players to really work and be able to use them properly. And Ranieri should know with his experience, and their team is also full of experience, so those players should know what to do and to at least save them for relegation. And I know those fans will not be happy if they ever get relegated soon.
And then Lecce sitting there too. They did win their first home game of the season as well, so hopefully that can be a change for a fortune for them. They have even held Inter and Juve at home. I believe they held Roma at home too, right?
No, I think we beat them.
Well, again, another close game. I know they did tie away to Milan, so they've managed to get some good results against some top sides. So, but that's the thing, they need the home wins is where a team tends to win the most. So that's what they need going forward to save themselves. Napoli with their win, they move into the top 10, edge Bologna out on goal differential here. So they sit in 10th, Verona 9th, Milan sitting at 8th, tied with Parma and Cagliari there. Roma sitting in 5th, and they're tied with points with Atalanta for 4th. Lazio sitting at 50, Inter 51, Juve 54. So we can pretty much put the top three already sort of out there. It'll most likely be between Juve, Inter, and Lazio. So that fourth spot's going to be the really challenge. So I feel Cagliari would probably drop down. Milan can continue. So it's tough to say who's going to get that fourth because there's Atalanta, Roma. Parma could just make a push, but I feel they could finish in a Europa League / top end of the table. Milan could make their way here. I know you want Roma, but do you think they have what it takes to keep that fourth spot, or will they finish just outside?
It's obviously my own personality saying I think so, but I'm also nervous because I know we could choke at any point. And Atalanta has that drive, that want, and I know they really want it. So it's tough to say.
Yeah, Atalanta have always been the free-flowing, scoring, attacking team and being able to score whenever they want. Again, they have 59 goals in 22 games. That's one of it is the highest scoring team in Italy. So they need to continue if they want to make top four, finish that fourth spot, and make a second consecutive year appearance in the Champions League and beating out the likes of Roma and Milan. And again, with a 4-point difference between Juve, Inter, and Lazio, we are going to see a huge race coming up in the next few weeks as well. Some big games coming up, and especially one big one coming up next weekend, which we'll get into right now. So those are the standings. What do you guys think? Let us know if you think a team will finish somewhere in there, or a team's going to get relegated. Just let us know. So going on to round 23, one game on Friday, that is at 2:45, Roma Bologna. Do you think Roma can take all 3 points from a strong Bologna team with Mihajlovic in charge here?
I mean, I hope so. To be honest, I really do. So, I mean, if we work hard, work together, if our team's set, I think we can actually do it.
Because we know Mihajlovic is a really good coach, and he does get the best out of his players, and they do play a good, entertaining brand of football. They could pull a surprise, I say, right?
They could, obviously. I'm not saying no, but they could.
I'm just trying to say, you never know with Mihajlovic because he has done wonders, with Milan, with Bologna. Even, I believe, when he was with Catania, Samp, he's able to make these other teams great and play against these top sides. So Roma do have to be on their game. I know they are missing a few players, I believe. So we'll see what they can do against this team. Saturday, again, the usual 3 games, 9 a.m., Fiorentina, Atalanta. Now, Fiorentina want to, do better after a heavy defeat to Juve, while Atalanta want to get back to winning ways after being halted by Genoa. Do you think Atalanta is going to come full throttle against Fiorentina, or Fiorentina can hold on and perhaps get a positive result against La Dea?
I mean, Fiorentina is usually in good form. And they just signed Kwame, who's, I think this is his first game on the team, probably played. So I think they could do it. I mean, I usually have faith in Fiorentina. Usually not against us, but it's tough. But they're always iffy. So
I know they have looked better. They did sign Kwame, Agudelo, Igor, Cutrone too, who plays with that passion. He, no matter what, he was a big Milan fan, but no matter what team he plays for, he always plays for the jersey, and we can definitely see something maybe coming for him. Also, it'll be tough to say again. Atalanta are a highest score team. Fiorentina can look good, but they also can look shaky. So they do have a talented group of players, and they can definitely get a positive result if they play their cards right. 12 p.m. Torino, Samp. So now this will be an interesting game. Torino with their new coach, while Samp looking to get something out of this game to push away from relegation. So now this is a tough game. So what do you think about this one here? Two struggling teams right now.
I mean, I know it's going to be a good game. I just have to really hope that both teams really come to the game, really wanting to play a really good and entertaining game of footy. So it'll be interesting for sure. And I mean, obviously, I would hope for either a draw or a win for whoever plays the better football.
And I know it's against current Italy striker Belotti versus experienced Quagliarella. Well, Quagliarella's actually out now because he got injured. So that's the thing now with Samp losing their main man. It's tough to say.
Realistically, I think Torino could actually win it. But again, they've lost huge last week. So if that's really a burden on them, especially so did Samp. They almost had it and then they just lost.
So again, it's all down to the mentality, and I know Torino are a bit fragile, so they really have to come out with their new coach to hopefully turn their fortunes around. Last game on Saturday is Verona Juve. Now this is going to be a good one because Verona have looked good. They drew Milan, they drew Lazio right now, and now they're hosting Juventus. So maybe Verona could stall Juve here. Ronaldo's 13 goals in 9 consecutive games. It's unbelievable his scoring run since his iPod shuffle and new hairstyle with the ponytail, which I feel he should still cut off because he looks ugly in that. But it has brought him good luck, and maybe he can continue his scoring run here against a strong Verona who did hold off the top scorer Immobile. But do you think Juve will still have that quality to take the result here against Verona?
I mean, I think obviously Juve's Juve. They fight and play to win. So if Verona can come out with a point like they did against you guys and Lazio, then I think it'll be very well done for them at the end.
So the next day, Sunday, 6:30, we got Spal Sassuolo. Spal again, bottom of the table right now, want to get a positive result, while Sassuolo want to continue their momentum against a lowly Spal, who again Sassuolo beat Roma. That was a good result for them, and they want to continue against Spal. I feel Sassuolo will have too much unless Spal pulls a surprise. Who knows? I guess we'll have to see how that game goes. 9 a.m. We have Brescia, Udinese, Genoa, Cagliari, and Napoli, Lecce. Do you think we'll see any surprises in any of those three games?
If there is going to be a surprise, it would be in a Lecce Napoli game. If Lecce can come out with a point or even a win on that one, that would be probably the biggest surprise of that game of the week end. I would believe so.
Lecce have gotten all most of their wins. They have out of their 4, they have 3 away. So this could be a good test. I know Napoli are in good form, but they still have looked shaky. So this would be a good test if Lecce want to come away with anything. Udinese will probably try to take advantage of a Brescia side who, with a new coach, another loss, so they want to get an important 3 points here as well. And then Genoa Cagliari. I feel Cagliari could just edge out Genoa here and occupy still that 6th spot, but it depends again how the other games go too. So if Cagliari wins, then they creep only 4 points behind you guys, but that also depends how Roma does as well, right? 12 p.m. game is Parma Lazio. Now that's going to be a good game too because Parma have had a good season as well. But do you think we're going to see the end of Lazio's undefeated streak here, or do you think they're going to go one more match without defeat?
I don't know. Let's see if Lazio can keep going on their streak, and who they're playing. If they can actually beat Lazio, I absolutely think that would be phenomenal for us and phenomenal for the league. because I really don't want Lazio to win anything this year.
I know that's a bias there, but I would still feel, it would be a good change, whether it be Inter, whether it be Lazio to win. But I know what you mean coming from a Roma perspective. You would want to see you guys win over your bitter city rivals. But it's tough when Lazio have been in good form over the last couple years. So I know what you mean there. But the Tardini will be a tough test, and we'll see if even Immobile can continue his scoring run as well, right? Now, the biggest game of this weekend here at 2:45 on the Sunday, it's Inter Milan, the Derby della Madonnina. Last time, Inter won 2-0 away. Are we going to see something similar, or are we going to see a new revamped Milan from Pioli getting a positive result here? And to put it even this way, Milan has not won a derby for almost 4 years now. So,
if anything, I still think Inter are going to win. But if Milan come away with a point with Ibra's experience and that guy charging the team in, who knows?
And we do have Theo Hernandez, who's been the team's top scorer. And he did come off the bench last time against Inter and did cause trouble. So it's time to see what they can bring this time, playing a full match as well. But again, like we said before, Inter brought in some of the weird signs. They have Eriksson, who's going to play his first derby as well. So that's a great talent for him. The thing is also, Inter is missing Handanovic. They're most likely going to be playing Padelli. Is that going to be another huge factor as well? Or because he did get the shutout last time around, but against Udinese and Milan are two different types of teams. Can we expect to see something different?
Again, with Handanovic out, it could affect them defensively. So I don't know if they'll trust Padelli enough like they do with Handanovic. And maybe the Milan strikers take advantage of that with Rebic at least kind of slowly pick up his form. And Ibra, idolizing Ibra as a guide, as a mentor. So it'll be interesting to really watch that game and see.
So it'll definitely be an interesting one for sure. We may or may not do a reaction, so stay tuned for that. We will see. If we do, it'll definitely be up that day or the next day, but it'll definitely be the biggest game to watch. So don't forget to tune in and keep an eye out. That is round 23. Do we expect any surprises like we said? Be sure to listen and let us know what you guys think. What's the biggest game you guys are looking forward to this weekend? Be sure to let us know. And what do you think the remaining games can we see? What else are we going to expect in Serie this season?
Be sure to subscribe, follow us on Twitter. If you have any shout-outs you want to give us, hey, I'm more than happy to take that. As well, let us know what you guys think about this video, and we'll see you around soon, guys.
Ciao.